I feel like I'm always saying that X is the most frequent question that I get about hardwood flooring, but this time I'm actually serious. Every time I'm doing a survey in a client's house, I am almost always asked how to clean hardwood floors. You may have noticed that this is actually quite a long video, but if you just want the quick and easy answer, that is coming up in like the next 2 minutes. But if you stick around to hear some of the do's and don'ts, then I've got some really decent information for you. I hope you do stick around because there are a lot of myths and misconceptions surrounding this subject, and I'm hoping to prevent you from making some very common mistakes. Okay, before I start, I just want to say that this is the condensed version of the bigger picture, which is the blog post on my website, link in the description below. As I said, I would lead with the answer that is right for 90% of you. So here it is. If you want the fastest, cheapest, easiest, smartest solution for cleaning your hardwood floors, it is the Bona Spray Mop. The Bona Spray Mop is a cheap and convenient option for pretty much anyone. It combines several different advantages into one system. First of all, one major mistake that almost all homeowners make is to use a normal mop and bucket and essentially drown the floor in water. This is not good. Drenching the floor with water will eventually start lifting the finish off the surface of the wood, and it can actually start to expand and warp the wood and pull the wood floor from the subfloor. A better thing to do is to spray the solution onto the floor so that you're getting a decent coverage. There's not so much build up that it can sort of collect together in a puddle and start flowing down the sides of the boards. This is all well and good, but spray bottles are kind of, they're good for spraying straight out, but they're not really good for spraying down. So sometimes you're trying to get low to the floor, but you can't spray it down, so you're spraying it out and letting it settle on the floor. It's just annoying. So Bona have created this spray mop which has a trigger at the top of the handle, and then the spray bottle just sprays down directly onto the floor. Also, you can get replacement pads which you can just swap out as and when you need to, and these just can go straight into the washing machine, no problem at all. I know all of this might seem a little bit trivial, but it does actually make a massive difference with how easy it is to clean your hardwood floors, especially if you've got a decent sized area. You want to be able to do it without breaking your back and fairly quickly. If you're interested in the Bona Spray Mop, then I have put a link in the description so that you can get yours, as well as a link to the 1 gallon cleaning solution refill. That should last you a very long time, and a link to the replacement pads. As I say, I mean, I've got 60 square meters, or roughly 650 square feet. So I've got 3 pads, and that kind of suits me. So just get as many as you need. So I just want to quickly talk about how I use mine. As I said, I've got a fair amount of flooring, but I've also got 3 young children, and they are very messy. So by the end of the day, sometimes there's quite a lot of build up of dirt on the floor. So what I try to do is I will often spray the solution onto the floor and spread it with 1 pad, and that will get the majority of the gunk off. But then I might leave it for a minute or two and replace the pad and get the rest of it off, because at some point it's kind of like you're just going to be spreading it around. If there's a lot of muck on the floor, and I'd say that my floor is probably ending up more dirty than most, so I do replace in some areas, like in the kitchen where my baby eats. I will replace it fairly quickly and go over it again, and then might even change that one out again. So I'm using all 3 in just 1 clean. Honestly, it's so easy. It only takes a few minutes, and some of my clients that have had one for years swear by it and will even use it to clean like their tiles or other hardwood flooring. So what about vacuuming or sweeping? Obviously, before you clean your floors with a solution, you're going to want to make sure you lift up all the dust off the floor. Personally, I find I know a lot of people do like to sweep instead of hoover. I find it annoying. So yeah, I just much prefer using a hoover, which is fine so long as you take a few things into account. If you are vacuuming, you are going to want to use a brush head. So this is the bottom of my pneumatic Henry Hoover, which I think is only available in the UK and Europe. I might be wrong on that, but as you can see here, there's a brush on the edge. But if you don't have that brush down, so that's what you'd want to do on carpets, it's very easy for grit to grind against this and scratch your floor. So you want to use the the brushes out like that, and that way it will protect your floor from the grit actually scratching your floor whilst you're vacuuming. Secondly, you don't want to use one of these spinny head things on your hardwood floors. These are made for carpet, and whilst it will be fine most of the time, I have seen a client's floor damaged by leaving this on in one spot for even a short while, so I didn't have time to clean this out, so please forgive me. So on this cordless Dyson, I will use this. This is the hard floor cleaning head. Hasn't got the spinny thing, hasn't got brushes, but it's got like this flimsy, rubbery thing that will, you know, it's not quite as hard as a, you know, metal straight onto your floor. So this is much better for cleaning hardwood floors. To be honest, I'm not a fan of this. It fills up quickly, it breaks all the time. It's massively overpriced. I don't really use it for my floors because it's useless. The Shark lift away vacuum seems to be all the rage at the moment, and I think I would actually get one of those if I could. Link in the description. But I'm kind of just still reeling from the hole that Dyson put in my pocket. So for now, I'm still using my my pneumatic Henry Hoover. I think that's enough on vacuums. I think we shall move on to the do's and don'ts. Actually, it's more just don'ts, the things you don't want to do. Can you use a steam mop on hardwood floors? No. There are a lot of steam mop companies that say that they've got a low setting that you can use on hardwood floors, but it will damage the surface of your floor. It will start to lift the finish off the floor, meaning you're going to need to resand the floor sooner. It can actually expand, I mean, a bit like drenching the floor with a mop. In fact, this could happen even faster with a steam mop because of the way that steam works and how it can get into wood. It will start to warp the wood and again, just potentially damage your floor. Just say no to steam mops. Can you use dish soap to clean your hardwood floors? You can. People say you can. A lot of places, a lot of what I've read say you can use dish soap. Make sure you dilute it heavily. And if you're just looking for a way to save money, then diluted dish soap and a rag on your hands and knees, ideally not a mop. You can certainly do that. Personally, I would say avoid that and go for a cleaning solution that is made by a Finnish manufacturer. That way you just can't go wrong. Don't put food-based products on your floor. I don't know why this is such a big thing, but almond oil, vinegar, I just don't. People say you need to feed your floor. You don't need to feed your floor. It's not hungry. Just don't put any food-based. I mean, now I'm saying it, hopefully it's ringing in your ears thinking, yeah, putting food on your floor is not a very good idea. I think this is more to do with people searching for some sort of secret source, some sort of unknown but otherwise hot tip that other people don't know. But unfortunately, it's just not that interesting. Just a mild detergent is all you need to clean your floors properly. Don't use bleach on your floor. Don't use anything that's too alkaline or acid. It's going to damage the surface of your floor. If you have an oil-based finish on your floor, then I would say that all of these rules apply doubly, especially steam mops. Steam mops will damage oil-based finishes virtually immediately, whereas with a lacquer finish, you can kind of get away with it once or twice or maybe even longer, but it does start to damage the surface. Oil-based finishes, it will go straight through. There are some manufacturers that will say you must only use their cleaning solution, like for example Rubio. Rubio say that you have to use their cleaning system, otherwise it voids the warranty or something. In fact, it's a good idea to find out what the recommendations are from the manufacturer, no matter what you have. Even if you have a pre-finished floor, try to contact the company that sold you the floor or manufactured the floor and see what their recommendation is for cleaning and maintenance. Or like for example Bona, I recommend a lot of Bona lacquers and the Bona Spray Mop. Find out what they recommend and what their cleaning recommendations are so that you don't void any kind of warranty that they might have. Avoid any products that claim to restore your floor or add sheen to your floor. Avoid polishes. I really don't understand the point of any of these because like any kind of restorer or add sheen or polish is going to make it more difficult for you to recoat the floor later without having to resand, because you're going to have adherence issues. The new finish will delaminate, and plus, in my opinion, they don't look good for very long. Eventually they just wear out, very quickly, and you're back to just what the finish is on the floor. So avoid all that. And finally, I'd like to say that it's a good idea to clean and vacuum your floors regularly, especially vacuum, because it's the dirt and grit that gets under your feet that kind of wears out the surface quicker. So the more you vacuum and the cleaner your floor is, the longer it will last. Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. If you could please click the like button, it would really help me out. Maybe consider subscribing. Don't forget to check out the links in the description. If you've got any other questions, just shoot them down in the comment section below. And until next time.